a shorter training on attitude, belief, commitment, but I've added conviction to it. And it's a little bit about what we talked about this weekend at our retreat. And it is so powerful. And we've talked a little bit about it in our last book club call, where Dr. Barrett talks about commitment and how even our commitment, when we think, oh, I'm committed, he taught us in this book that even our commitment will be tested to the point of breaking. And that's why I have added this other layer of conviction to it. And actually am sharing some of what I have and believe about conviction, but also what Shelley Nelson believes and wants to share about conviction that we had planned for everybody this weekend. But CPR has changed, but it used to be that, you know, airway, breathing, circulation, attitude, belief, and commitment kind of went hand in hand. But it's changed a little bit as far as how we do CPR today on people versus back in the day when I wrote this training. But it still is true and will always be true that attitude, you guys, is not the only thing that is important, but it is the biggest thing that we can understand, pay attention to, and be aware of for our life. Dr. Shad Helmstetter says that if you look back over your life, no matter how old or young you are, you would find that more than anything around you, not your circumstances, not the people around you, none of that matters as much as your attitude has been choosing how well your life has been working. So no matter how and what happens in your life, the number one thing, the most important thing that we need to understand is it's our attitude that is determining how well our life turns out. And yet I will tell you guys what I've trained for years and back in the day is that the crazy thing about that is that it is the most important thing, but it is also the easiest thing for us to ignore because it's so much a part of just who we are, and that it's our aura. We have it in us and it's what comes off of us. And yet it is something we don't even notice or pay attention to. We pay attention more to the things that we wear, how we look, how our hair looks. We check out our booty in the mirror before we ever leave the house. Whenever we get dressed, we're making sure everything looks fine. But the one thing that we forget to check, which is the most important thing, is what's my attitude? When I walk out of these four walls, what is my attitude going to be putting out there to the world? And more importantly, what is your attitude going to be putting out to your world in those four walls? Because you guys, those are the most important people in your life, and what is going to be affected the most by your attitude. So I want to ask you, and you guys can take mental notes or written notes and do an evaluation of where you are with your attitude. But here's a few things I want you to kind of jot down. Are you in control of life, or are you controlled by life? And you can know if you hear your language, if it's more of a victim mindset, you're going to be more controlled by your life and your circumstances. You're not going to be in control of life, and that is going to put you in victim mode, justification mode, because you are justifying why you can't or can do something for your life and about your situation, because you are not in control. You are being controlled. So attitude affects everything. It isn't what you want. If your life isn't what you want it to be, the thing I would encourage you all to do is check your attitude about life first. Don't check your circumstances. Don't check anything that's going on. Check how are you reacting to it. And that is going to help you start taking steps in the direction to be more in control. How much energy do you have? How much positive or negative do you see in every situation? How do you react to problems? How do other people see you, you guys? Because you are, like I said, putting out an aura, and ask people that you can trust, that would be honest with you and trust your love enough that you could ask them, what kind of attitude do you think I have? Let them help you. And I will tell you, your kids, if you still have kids living in your home, ask them to be honest and ask them to help you know, what kind of attitude do I have? Most of the time, do I have a good attitude, or do you feel like I have a sour attitude? And be willing to hear the truth. Ask your truth tellers so that they can help you start to recognize, and it not be just this aura that goes with you that you don't pay attention to or become aware of or do anything about it. If you want to own your life, you first have to own your attitude. And the way we own it, you guys, there's 4 steps to owning your attitude. The 4 things that we have to do to own our attitude so we can own our life is, number 1, we need to be aware of our attitude. We need to look in the mirror, and instead of just looking at our clothes and our booty and our hair and our makeup, we need to look at our attitude. What is your face saying? What is your heart feeling? What is your mind thinking? Those are the things you want to check first and foremost, because it's going to affect how you look. You guys, you can look kind of ragged everywhere else, but if you have a great attitude about everything, you're going to look awesome to the world, because your attitude overrides and takes over every single thing out there that is a physical attribute for you and your self. Number 2 is ownership. You have to own it. You can't be one of those people that say you're somebody in your life put you in a bad mood. Have you ever said, oh my gosh, they put me in a bad mood today? Those are words that are saying you don't own your attitude. Somebody else owns your attitude. And because they have that control and did something you didn't like or appreciate, you allowed it to hit your bad button instead of your good button. But you have to own it. You can't let anyone put you in a bad mood. You have to own your mood, own your attitude, and let things roll off of you, and decide you're going to still put out the best attitude that you can out there for the day. It doesn't matter if you've made all your ask and you've heard no, or gotten, ghosted for the entire day. That doesn't put you in a bad mood. You own your attitude. You're proud of that you did it, and you know you're going to keep on doing it, and you're going to keep getting great results, because you cannot lose whenever you keep that kind of attitude about that situation or any other situation. The third thing you have to do to get and keep a great attitude is you have to protect it. Misery loves company, and drama is what sells, you guys. That's why we say, over and over and over again in all of our book clubs, all of the things that we are learning to do and mastering how to do, it's every one of these books talks about who are you hanging out with? Who are the 5 people that you are that you're spending your time with most in Arbonne, out of Arbonne? Because there are people in Arbonne that have positive attitudes and that want to be able to, encourage you and believe in themselves and you, and they will help you get to the top. But I've also seen VPs in this company take themselves all the way down to the bottom, because they sit there with each other and they gripe and they complain and they share their stinking rotten attitude about life and everything in their life with each other. And they pull each other down all the way to consultant or to even leaving this company. So it matters if you are hanging around the right people. Protecting your attitude is number 3, and it is only up to you, and you have to limit it. Sometimes it's people that we live with. Sometimes it's people, that we can't physically separate ourselves, but you can develop the skill set to be able to limit the effect that they have on you by going and filling yourself back up with reading and listening to podcasts and things like that are not going to let their words or their aura or their attitude be the last thing that is affecting you and your attitude. And then the 4th thing, you guys, is that we have to improve it. And that's what we just talked about there with these books. We have to do personal growth and development. I know we just did our team huddle call, and the majority of the takeaways from this weekend was that personal growth and development are absolutely a must. It's not something you can say, I'm just not a reader in, or it's just not something that I'm good at. You have to learn how to discipline yourself to grow in order to be able to develop the mental muscle that we have to be in a positive attitude and state of mind most of the time. We're not going to be perfect at it, you guys, but the better you get at it, the more muscle you build in it with positiveness in your life, in your head, is going to help you recognize when you're not in a good attitude and stop it sooner and quicker so that that bus doesn't take you down the wrong path any longer than it can, and that you pull it back onto the road towards success that you want to be on for your life. So that's the 4 things that we have to do in order to be able to control and take care of our attitude. So those are the am I a pessimist? Am I an optimist? Where do I need to work? Where am I strong? Where am I not so strong? How do I fix it and acknowledge and take control of it? So hopefully that'll give you a good little starting place for attitude. The second thing I want to talk about is belief. And you guys, belief, we hear all the time, belief has a sound. And I wish I could help you flip the switch that turns belief on in your head and your heart in the areas that we need it to be in Arbonne. I should have my purse over here and the car keys. I wish I had my car keys. I'll act like this is my car keys. We say, borrow our belief until you start to believe. And you guys, I love that, because you don't have as much belief as the people who've come here and have gone here before you. But we want you to borrow our belief. And the way that you're going to get belief, you guys, from your upline is because they believe in you so much. And we hear that in all of these books, that people will give you more out of their life whenever they know you believe they're capable of more. Us believing that people are capable of more comes from us believing in them, that they aren't junk, that they are capable, and not only capable, they are worthy of having all of the blessings and the great things that their life had planned for them, just like my life has planned for it. And that is what helps people start to believe that for themselves. That's what we do. We're just believing so big in people here until they start to believe in themselves. Now, I will tell you guys, sometimes people respond to that belief and they start going, oh, you think I can be better? You tell me I need to do personal growth and development. I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to do personal growth and development so that I can become the person you tell me I can become. Because if I believe you, I believe when you say, if I do this, I will become this, and I'm going to do it. And then there's some of you that are kind of like the kids that instead of working for your own success, you're gonna let somebody else do the work for you. It's entitlement mentality. And you're like, well, if you're gonna believe for me and in me, I'm gonna let you do that instead of me working to believe in myself. And you guys, you can't continue to borrow belief. Yes, it starts with a little borrowed belief about what we believe in you over what you believe in you, but you can't live there. You won't go very far on borrowed belief, because you can't take that belief and pass it on to somebody else because it's not yours to give. I always use car keys as an analogy. And I say, if I loan, let's say I loaned Shelly Nelson my car and she needed a Mercedes. And I'm like, hey, I have a Mercedes. I own my Mercedes. I can let you borrow my Mercedes, Shelly. Whenever Shelly's out there driving my Mercedes, she can believe, wow, this is cool. I'm driving a Mercedes, But let's say then that Lindsay comes up and says, hey, Shelly, I need to borrow a Mercedes. Can Shelly Nelson give the borrowed Mercedes I gave her to Lindsay to drive? Can she do that? No, it's not hers to give. And that's just like you borrowing belief from somebody that you're taking on their belief and driving around with borrowed belief. But whenever somebody joins your team to come in here and do Arbonne and they need to borrow some belief until they get their own belief, you can't give them any, because you don't have enough of it yourself to give it away. You're living on borrowed belief. And that's why, you guys, we want you to know we have it for you. We believe big in you, but you can't live on that alone. You have to grow your own belief. You have to grow it so that you have it so much that you can turn around and believe in somebody else so much and give it to them until they start to believe in it themselves. But then only temporarily, because everyone has to develop their own belief. That's what I know to be true about belief. It is a great thing, but you have to work to develop it yourself. And we need belief, you guys, in 4 things. We need belief in the product of Arbonne. And you guys, if you use these products, you believe in these products. I know I have a catalog, if you could see my desk right now. But not just nutrition and not just skincare, you guys. Are you living the catalog? Are you living every product you possibly can and replacing every product you possibly can in your home with an Arbonne product so that your belief can be your belief in these products that you can passionately give away to your world? The second thing you need to believe in is Arbonne. You need to believe in this company, you guys, and every day gets easier to believe. But do you own that belief, or are you just sitting here listening to us and listening to Cecilia Stoll, who's been here 29 years and says she's never been more excited or believed bigger in her company than she does today? Do you believe that? Do you believe in Arbonne, that it is good and has been good for almost going on 40 years now? And not only is it good, but has continued to get better and has a bigger and brighter future than anything we've ever been able to imagine, guess, or request in our wildest dreams. Do you believe in the company? Do you believe in the compensation plan? Do you believe in how they treat their consultants and their preferred clients, and that they always do the right thing? Do you believe that? So the company is the second thing. The third thing you have to believe in is the industry of network marketing. And you guys, again, are you doing your work? Are you studying the industry of network marketing? Go Pro by Eric Worre. Are you studying and educating yourself instead of just listening to the chatter that's out there in your world that's teaching you what they think network marketing is, even though they've never even done it? And they're telling you what they think about it, what their thoughts and their beliefs are, even though they've never picked up a book and studied it or ever done a business in that industry, or if they have, they never did commit to it enough to know how to live it and study it and understand it well. So the industry is the third thing. And the fourth thing that you have to believe in, you guys, is yourself. And again, we're going right back to personal growth and development. And I don't know if you guys are catching this theme yet or not, but you cannot ignore the fact that you have to grow you in this business if you want to grow a business. And it never stops, you guys. We as leaders, we become the lid for our team anytime we stop growing, anytime we stop stretching for the next goal in our life, in our business. We become the lid, and we hold down people that are following us and trusting us to lead them in the direction. You gotta do personal growth and development. And you need to be able to say, no matter what, you guys, no matter if you're a brand new consultant or you're a seasoned consultant that has been here almost as long as I've been here, you need to be able to look. And this is something I did. It's not just something that I am telling you need to do. I did this early in my business, which is why I was a sponsoring machine and promoted so many people and went region in 4.5 months, because I didn't wait to get successful to believe in myself. I knew I was connected to success, and I knew I could look at anyone and everyone in the eye and tell them, I can get you successful. I can help you go wherever you need to go. I can help you get to that number that you need every month to be able to live life on your terms and to take care of your dreams, your desires, and your discontents. I didn't have the exact how to answer, but I was connected to it. And so are you guys. You are connected to the most successful team in all of Arbonne. You don't need to know everything. You need to know, believe, and trust and be convicted that you are connected to people that know how to do anything and everything and help everyone come into this business and get successful in this business. And you need to confidently be out there exuding that belief to others and saying, I can help you get successful because you are connected to that success. Share it. People, belief has a sound. And if you are out there telling people you're going to try to get successful in Arbonne and that you could try to help them, they're going to let you try first, and then they'll come back and see if they want to join you. They're not going to join you if you're trying. They're going to join you when you say, I can help you get successful. Do you need me to help you do that? Let's go. And they're going to do that. So then the second thing, you guys, or the third thing that we need to talk about is commitment. And commitment, you guys, comes from your heart. I know whenever I used to do the CPR training, I said commitment was like circulation, and circulation came out of our heart. That blood pumps out of our heart to circulate and give life to every other part of our body. You guys, your commitment comes from your heart. Your commitment is coming out of you to the ones that you love and people that you love and care about. And that is what's helping you move forward in this business and help people live a life that they wouldn't have if it wasn't for your commitment to them. Yes, you have to be committed to this business, but your business commitment comes from the commitment that you make to change a situation or the future or the circumstances for the people that you love. And so I want to ask you, who are you doing this business for? Who is it that is helping you get up every day with a great attitude, awesome belief, and an unbridled commitment to going and making it happen? Do they have a face? It can't be as broad as financial freedom. It can't be stated in terms as retirement. Your commitment needs to have a name and a face and a situation connected to it. And it needs to not only have what you want to happen, what your why needs to have. What will life look like for those people, those situations, those circumstances, if you don't do something about it and change it? What is life going to look like? And that, you guys, is what motivates and gets me up out of my chair to work every single day, because I know more of what I don't want, maybe more so than what I do want. I know I don't want to look back on my life and have regret about what I didn't do and how I worked all the days in my life that my kids were home and had stress over money and a dad that was never present in our home and had all of those things that I knew were going to happen if I didn't change anything, because nothing changes if we don't change. And I knew that I was going to wish that it was all different, and it was going to turn out in a way that I was too scary for me to think about. What if Philip was tired and because he had to work like that, and he actually did something that cost him his life? What if my kids didn't have their dad? What if he wasn't there physically just because he wasn't working? What kind of kids were they going to turn out to be? And I ran down that road and I could see nothing but bad. And I knew I didn't want that for my life. What are your whys? Are they crystal clear? Are they not written down as financial freedom, retirement, college funds? What does it look like if you don't go make this business work? What are you going to sacrifice? What are you going to suffer? What are the ones you love and care about the most going to suffer? Because when it breaks your heart to think about it, that's where your commitment's going to come in, and it's going to fight like a mama bear. I know this weekend we went whitewater rafting, and Alexa fell out of the raft, and people were laughing about how viciously fast and on a mission I was to reach out and in one arm, not that she weighs a whole lot, but with one arm, yank her up out of that water and back into that boat with one arm. Are you willing to one arm your whys and your faces that are looking at you with scared faces saying, save me from the life that I am going to live if you don't do this? Can you commit to that in your heart and go, it will be the devil himself that tries to stop me, that I will run right through if I have to make this happen for me and mine? Because if you don't, no one else will. That's commitment, you guys. It's not, let's see if this works. It's not, I'm going to try to make this happen. It is, this is the life I'm going to have and give to those that I love the most because I can, and I will not let anything stop me. And that is what we come in here with, you guys. I know Dr. Barrett says that commitment will even be tested to the point of quitting. I can't imagine that because it's not how my heart rolls. But if you are in that state and you haven't fully committed to your whys and let it be driving every day what your heart wants to do and knows it needs to do for your business in order for your life to change, then let's move it up to a level of conviction. That's where you need to work, is going and then not only just being committed, but being convicted that you need to do this. So we'll talk about that in a second. But you guys, ask yourself, am I a casual or a committed person? How would others describe you? Do you see a job through every time, or do you start something and then never finish? Ask yourself and be honest, you guys, because it doesn't matter what your truth is today. If it's not what you want it to be, it doesn't have to stay there. Because guess what? We can learn, we can work, we can surround ourselves with people that can help us grow and be better and will support us every step of the way on our journey. So where are you at on your commitment scale, and how would not only you describe yourself, but how would others describe you in their description of you? Commitment or the lack of commitment can change your life. And Dr. Maxwell says, if you want to change, you must embrace commitment. And commitment is what helps you overcome many of life's obstacles. So you guys, commitment or the lack of commitment is going to affect your life. Make sure that it is because you commit and you get the good effect on your life, not the bad effect on your life. And just know that that it will, be tested every day. There's going to be people that are going to try to steal away your commitment and distract you away from it. There's going to be deep disappointments that test your commitment every day. Things are going to go wrong. People are going to say no. People are going to quit. All of those things are going to happen. Just know you know that, but decide in your heart that it doesn't matter, that the moment you commit yourself, that you're going to the top in this company and you're taking people with you, because providence moves. Nothing can stop you. And there was a book that I read one time, and it said, the secret to getting everything you want out of life. And the secret, you guys, is, I was reading through the book frantically, hoping to, figure it out. What's the secret? What's the secret? And the secret is deciding you're going to do it no matter what. And that it's not an option. You're not trying. You're in it to win it, and you're in it until the long haul. You're here because you've been called here. You know that it's a gift, and you are going to do it until the day you are done on this earth. And you're going to be able to look back and say that you did it, and you did it well. There's not an area of your life that commitment does not touch, you guys. So the better you get at being committed in your business, the better you're going to be committed in your marriage, in your family, in any other career, in your spiritual life, in your physical life, in your health life. Every area of your life, commitment is tested. And every area of your life, your commitment affects how well something's going to turn out. I mean, think about it. If you're not committed in your marriage and you are fine flirting around and messing around with other people that are not part of your marriage, you think that marriage is going to be a great marriage? No. We have to be committed in every area. We have to be committed in our physical life if we want our physical life to turn out well too. So commitment is going to affect you, or the lack of commitment, but not just in your business, but in every other part of your life. So conviction, you guys. Conviction is what I'm adding to this training after years of being in this business, because it is what I know has held my feet to the solid ground. And it is that I have had firmly held a belief or an opinion about what I'm here to do, what this business can do, what these products can do, and what I can help other people do in their life with this vehicle whenever I help them see this. It's a conviction. It's a firm belief or an opinion. It's a quality of showing that one is firmly convinced of what they believe and say, and belief has a sound, you guys. Does your belief in your business and about your business, does it sound weak or does it sound convicted? When you talk to people, is it weak or is it convicted? Because there's a difference, and that belief has a sound, and you hear it all the time. Lack of conviction, you guys, is having no opinion, holding no belief, no view, lack of assurance, lack of faith, lack of direction, not being sold on anything. Anything goes. You guys, just imagine how you'd be like, there's a scripture that talks about being tossed in the wind and tossed around like a wave in the ocean. And it's like, oh, I believe this. No, I believe this. Yes, I believe this. No, I believe this. And it's like anything goes. That's what lack of conviction will do to you and to anyone. Do you believe, are you convicted about what it is that we do and we teach in this business, and that it works when you work it? Or are you constantly looking for something else that you just must not know, and you're over here trying this thing, and you're over here trying that thing, and you're over here trying this, instead of just doing what you've been told is the truth about this business? Do you believe it like we do, or are you trying to find a different and easier way? Don't be tossed around like a wave in the ocean. Believe firmly in what it is that we are doing, and that you can help somebody else do it too. Our brains are wired, you guys, for uncertainty and fear, but our bodies and our head and our heart and everything about us crave certainty. We are wired for the other, but we crave the certainty because it feels safe. It feels, some people like, I don't want to be told what to do. But guess what? Even toddlers love being told what to do. The kids that are the most out of control are the ones that are screaming for you to give them boundaries in their life and direction in their life. They're a parent that is convicted in raising up kids in the way that they should go, and disciplining them and keeping them within the lines is what kids love and feel the most safe with. So do adults, you guys. It's not any different. It's not any different for somebody to go, okay, don't send me out here and not help me know what I need to do next. Give me direction and help me know when I get out of line, so that I'm brought back in, so that I can move in the direction for my life and my business that I need to. They crave the certainty. So we have to be convicted that we know that this is what we're supposed to do. It's how we do it. And we need to become a leader that can live it, do it, and teach it to others with that belief sound that we have, so that other people can start to believe it too. So not only do we have to believe, in all of those things that we talked about, we have to have a conviction that you are not only, here building a business, that you are walking in your purpose. For me, that's what keeps my feet on this ground, actively working my business every single day, is that I know I am walking in my purpose, making a difference in my world with Arbonne as my vehicle. And that if I don't do that, I'm not being responsible as a person for my life and what I am here to do. We have a personal responsibility and obligation to help other people know what it is we know. And if we don't share it, they may never hear about it. That's what I'm convicted in. I believe every day when people are in front of me, that if I don't open my mouth and help them learn about Arbonne, that they're going to maybe not ever hear about Arbonne. I'm convicted in that. And that I have to open my mouth. I can't wait to, get to know them and become friends with them before I ask. I know I may never see that person again, and I am convicted that they have to know how to find me and get a hold of me in order for me to share Arbonne with them, or they may never hear it. Ask yourself, do you go to sleep at night or can you not go to sleep at night because you're constantly thinking about the people that you need to talk to and ask to take a look at this business, but you haven't? Do people pop up in your head? Do you have a notepad and paper where you're constantly writing down names, or writing down names in your notes section on your phone because you are constantly thinking of people, and until you make the ask to invite them to get on and take a look, and help them connect the dots as to how and why you see this business benefiting them and them being a blessing to Arbonne, that you don't sleep. You're constantly restless. You guys, I hope you get to that point, because you will get to the point where you want to just pick up the phone, call or text or message these people, however you do it with that person, just to be able to get them out of your head so that you can sleep at night. Because that's what conviction will do for you. Conviction will make you think, oh my gosh, until I tell this person what it is, I know, and I know for me, God put that person on my heart, and he doesn't let me rest until I've done my job. Because I, more than anything, want to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant, whenever I get to meet my maker and see his face. And I know that whenever there's a name in my head or on my heart that I haven't talked to, that there's still work for me to do. And I can't rest until I've done it. Do you feel that way? Or do you constantly can just think about something that doesn't matter? Are you thinking about when are you going to watch your next TV show? Or what are you going to wear tomorrow? Or what is your, next date night going to look like? Is your brain kind of flooding with people, or is it just worrying about you and your world and what you want to do next in your life? Conviction is something you believe firmly in, and I'm convicted that I'm here for a bigger purpose, that even though this business is a blessing for me, it's not about me, and that I'm here with a personal responsibility and obligation to share it with my world and to do it with passion. And when you guys, when you believe that and you sit down and you talk to those people, another way to know you're convicted in what it is you do is that if they say no to you after you share it and you connect the dots with them, you feel more sorry for them than you do yourself. Do you feel more sorry for them? And then are you willing to stay committed and connected to them, continuing loving them, listening for them to continue to say, I need Arbonne, because they will, whenever you stay connected to them, and invite them over and over and over again to take advantage of this gift that you've offered them for their life, even though they told you no once before, that you continue to re-invite them. And you firmly believe and trust that you can help them succeed when and if they say yes. Do you believe that with all of your heart? Do you go to bed with names in your head and your heart, and in order to close your eyes and rest it all, they've got to go on a piece of paper so that you don't forget the next day, that the next day you message, you ask, you work to make an appointment and connect the dots, and until you do, you're not at peace. But once you do, and they hear it, and you connected the dots, even if they say no, you feel sorry for them, not you. And then you continue to love them and listen and re-invite them to take a look at this or to take advantage of this for their life, and that you can still help them or will help them whenever they're ready. Do you believe that? And are you convicted in it? Because every day, you guys, you're on a mission, and you will never, ever, ever talk to everyone you meet. Every day is a new day, and there's always going to be somebody out there that needs to hear Arbonne. And it's why Galatians 6:9 is my verse for my life. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the right time you will reap a harvest. That is my life verse, and why I stay convicted in opening my mouth and asking people with conviction and belief to take a look at this and let me help them do with this what it is I know we can do with this if they will let me help them. You guys, that is attitude, belief, commitment, and now conviction. And it's not as much about, each one of those could be a training all by themselves, but I'm hoping that that is enough to get you going and keep you on the track and in the boundaries for your life to move forward and avoid the obstacles that could stop you or stumble you up on your journey, so that you can help more people on your journey get to where it is they need to go, because you know that without you, it may never happen. So thank you guys for listening and for letting me share from my heart, and hopefully it spoke straight into yours, and that you don't sleep very good tonight because you have a whole lot of people running through your head that you need to go talk to and message out tonight or tomorrow. Love you guys.